This is how I feel all the time. Do you know that body modifications such as tattoos are gaining popularity all over the world? However, in Singapore, people remain conservative and have negative stereotypes against these body modifications because tattoos were once symbols of secret society from the 1950s to 1980s. Studies have shown that visibly tattooed individuals are empirically associated with decreased credibility, mental health, and intellect. They are more prone to drug abuse, anger management problems, and promiscuity. These negative associations have thus led to a series of stereotypes against tattooed individuals, most prominently in the workforce. In the workforce, visibly tattooed individuals are often seen as less capable. Hence, they are often being deprived of employment and advancement opportunities. Not just amongst the non-tattooed, even tattooed individuals prefer not to have a co-worker with visible tattoos. Why is nobody doing anything to solve this?
That's true. I haven't heard of much initiative. There's one I heard that's overseas though. It's called Support Tattoos and Piercing at Work. In short, it's the PAW. Hey, check out its website. It aims to empower tattooed individuals and also help them find companies that actually employ tattooed individuals. But I don't think there's any local initiative.
Yeah, well, there's the unlabeled run where it's more towards ex-convicts. So during the run, you'll be wearing temporary tattoo sleeves, and then after the run, you'll be washing it off, removing the stigma that people have towards them.
That's the thing. Do you realize that in both initiatives, there's actually a lack of interaction between the tattoo committee and the non-tattoo committee? If you think about that, for the PAW websites, it's merely kept within the tattoo committee, and they actually don't do much to foster interaction between the two groups. And for your case, even though they attempt to make any contact, but due to the nature, they just go running, there's a lack of interaction as well.
It's true. From what we learned in school, I think contact theory is not applied in these both cases, right?
What is contact theory?
You never listen in Aru's lesson.
Contact theory is known to be most effective in removing discrimination by fostering positive face-to-face interactions. However, such interventions may be anxiety-arousing and difficult to implement due to practical reasons such as simply getting people to come together. In recent studies, contact theory was further extended to imagine contact theory. Simply by imagining positive interactions with members of outgroups, the same effects can be yield. With the rise of internet, researchers started using online platforms as a medium to overcome such limitations.
There seems to be a lack of studies online about Singapore's tattoo stigma. I need you to conduct a formative research to find out more about this. Who should I survey? Why don't I survey the undergraduates? In the past when people got tattoo, most of them are less educated or of a lower social status. However, tattoos are getting more and more popular among youth, and they are the ones who will take on influential role in the future and have higher social status. Moreover, working relationship in school parallels that of the work life. Since they are at the stage of forming worldly attitudes and perceptions, I think they will be interesting to survey. Let's go!
Our target audience will be students from Nanyang Business School, School of Humanities and Social Science, National Institute of Education, and School of Physical Mathematical Science via quota sampling. A total of 80 respondents aged 19 to 25 participated in this survey over the course of 2 days, 1st to 2nd September 2016. So with all these insights from our literature review and formative research, our objective of this study is as follows. As for knowledge, we aim to increase the percentage of target audience identifying tattoo stigma as a form of discrimination in the society. As for attitudes, we aim to reduce the percentage of target audience associating negative stereotypes to tattooed individuals. As for behavioral intentions, we aim to increase the percentage of target audience willing to interact with tattooed individuals. We will also like to generate more discussion amongst target audience about tattoo stigma. So therefore, we created 2 different videos. The first video is an experimental video where it will take on the first person's perspective, and then we'll be using the YouTube skip ad button to actually stimulate real-life interactions between tattooed and non-tattooed students. The second video will be a control video where it will take on the third person's perspective, and students will be able to witness interaction between tattooed and non-tattooed students. Together, the content is actually the same, however, the only thing that differs is the way we convey the message.
At the implementation stage, 50 undergraduates from NTU were recruited through convenience sampling. The participants were divided into 2 groups of 25 each, and each group was exposed to a different type of video. A pre- and post-survey was then administered to assess the change in perception of the individuals after being exposed to the video. On top of that, We also recruited 5 participants from each group to conduct an in-depth one-to-one interview to find out more about the change in perception.
Moving on to the findings. In terms of knowledge, both videos successfully increased the knowledge of participants about tattoo stigma by at least 10%. The non-interactive video was slightly more successful than the interactive video. However, interestingly, the interactive video was better able to persuade participants that more need to be done about the awareness of tattoo stigma. To explain this, findings from the interview revealed that interactive video successfully piqued the interest of participants. However, a few found that the delivery of the message was confusing. On the other hand, the non-interactive video was easy to understand but boring. Thus, less were motivated enough to think tattoo stigma is a serious issue. So moving on to the attitudes. In terms of attitudes, the interactive video was slightly more effective in reducing the percentage of participants associating negative adjectives with tattooed individuals. So the interview findings justified this phenomenon as participants revealed that the interactive video had more emotional appeal. Coupled with genuine self-disclosure, the interactive video allowed participants to empathize with the tattooed classmate through a rich interaction. On the other hand, participants were not able to imagine themselves having such interaction after watching non-interactive video. So they felt that such scenarios were highly unlikely to happen in reality. Clearly, sufficient self-involvement is preferred over witnessing interaction between strangers to incur an attitudinal change. In terms of behavioral intention, the interactive video was more successful in increasing participants' willingness to interact with tattooed individuals in the future. It also has more potential in generating discussion within the social circle of participants. So during the interview, participants mentioned that the interactive video provided them immediate feedback such as that in real-life interactions. Thus, they were able to connect the cause and effect relationship between their choice of action and emotion of the tattooed classmate. They also enjoyed the fact that the video allowed the freedom to explore the consequences of such choices as opposed to imposing on them what they should do. Furthermore, the innovative delivery of content would motivate them to share the video on their social networking platforms. On the other hand, the content of the non-interactive video was rigid and standard, hence providing less incentive for them to probe participants in reflecting or sharing the information with their friends and family.
So, what have you learned?
I think overall, if you were to implement a campaign within the college campus to reduce tattoo stigma among students, interactive video is definitely the way to go. Through the computer-mediated platform, interactive elements can actually better enhance the effects of imagined content. Viewers can actually then put themselves in the shoes of the members from the outgroup, and hence we can trigger attitude change.
Okay, so does that mean in the future, anti-discrimination television program will actually need to incorporate interactive elements and put audiences in the first perspective?
Yeah, I think so.
So, what are the weird findings? Oh, I thought that the YouTube skip ad button would be very intuitive, but participants didn't know they were allowed to go and click on the button, and only after explanation, then when they find out how the video is supposed to work, then they realize the message we are trying to get at. Why is that so?
I think because we actually primed them with our pre-test survey, so even before watching the video, they already kind of know the content that they were supposed to be exposed to, and hence when they watched the video, they didn't know that they're actually allowed to skip the advertisement. So we actually did manage to successfully trigger their most instinctive reaction towards the skip ad button.
That's true. So then, what are the limitations that will hinder our study?
Due to social desirability bias, I think that what the participants respond to us might not be reflective of their true opinion about tattoo stigma.
Yeah, and also due to the time constraint, we also did manage to conduct a longitudinal panel study, which then we can better assess whether their intention actually translated to actual behavioral change.
Oh, and convenience sampling might not be representative of the population as well.
So then,
Stop asking questions lah!
I think that today our research have successfully found out whether interactive measures will be effective in changing our attitudes, right?
Yes, and also I believe that our research can actually contribute to the small pool of study about tattoo stigma in Singapore.
Yay!
the difference.